All right, good morning, everybody. It's Tim here with A4 Outdoors, and today we are here. We're at the beach. Beautiful morning. We're actually going to play golf here shortly today, but we fished yesterday, and it was a little sporty out there. Forecast was wrong. Got out there, and it was blowing about 15. Seas weren't crazy, but it was not good. I mean, we caught quite a few bottom fish, stuff like that, but nothing, to write home about. But anyway, want to do this video. If you've seen the overview video of the 262 by C Pro, this is going to kind of be what I do and do not like about the 262 compared to the 242 that we had, or ours was a 239 before they changed the number. Overall, this boat got about 30 hours, I think, on it now. I love it so far. So it's been great. Couple little things you're gonna have with any manufacturer, just little bitty things, but nothing hardly at all. So I'm gonna kind of go over what I do like about the boat over the 230 or 242, and what kind of not the biggest fan of, but hey, it is what it is. So hit a like if this video is helpful. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, we really appreciate it. And I'm gonna try to do some more videos, do a little bit of fishing now that we're getting closer. Almost Labor Day week. Well, it's Labor Day weekend, so it's almost September. The bite here, trolling bite, should be starting to get really good. September, October, it's crazy. Kings, everything starts moving in. Blackfin will get in closer. They'll start moving in closer, and hopefully we can, catch some fish this year. Summer's been awful. I mean, it's been like, trolling wise, there's been nothing. Sharks have been just terrible this year. Catching, 3-foot sharks, eating. It's insane how many sharks are around here this year. But anyway, I'm going to kind of go over and show you some things I do and do not like about it compared to the other boat, and hopefully it's helpful. All right, first off, we're going to start up here at the bow. Similar setup to the 239. I do like that you've got, or the 242. The 262 gives you just a little bit more length in these seats, so you get 2 cup holders. The 242 did not have those 2 cup holders, so it actually was a little bit shorter in the front. Everything else is pretty much the same. You've got a little bit wider bow, kind of up front. Windlass, definitely recommend the windlass. We don't use anchor a lot when we're in the water. We use it mainly for sandbars, stuff like that. So it's really easy to kind of spin it out, hook it up, and then tighten it up, than having to throw the anchor and stuff like that. So really like the windlass. We had the trolling motor put on with the C-swivel. That way you can still get in the compartment, still get to your eyes. Definitely way to go. 262 must, and I will, if you fish in any type of water that's over a ripple, you need a 87-inch shaft. 72 does not work on a 262. If you stay lakes, possibly, but if there's any whatsoever, it's going to come out of the water. Must have a 87-inch shaft at least on the trolling motor. So up front, like I said, everything's the same, so nothing much to change. The one thing I do really like about this, and I think the 242 does now, it's got the full windshield. Full windshield's awesome. If you get any spray, you can stay dry hiding behind there. You don't have to worry about that with the wiper. Not a huge fan that it's like plexiglass. As you can see, maybe you can't see, the windshield wiper will scratch it if there's anything on it. So that's the only thing I'm not a huge fan about. If it would have been glass, it would have been nicer. That way you wouldn't have to worry about the scratching. Console setup's about, pretty much the same. I do like the electronic power steering on these units. Much better than well, not much better, but the other one was nice on the 262. But this is just, you can set the steering wheel the way you want it, and it, when it's off, it doesn't move, stuff like that. So stereo system's the same. I do like how you get the little remote. The switching, okay, this is kind of a both. I like it, I do not like it. I do like it. I had to replace 3 or 4 switches on the old boat, because just your regular toggle switches, they go bad. There's 0 external switches on the new boat. So everything's in your Simrad. So if you don't have 2 units and you're going down the waterway, or you're in kind of skinny water and you need to turn a light on, or you need to turn a pump on or anything like that, you can double screen it up, but it gets smaller. You've got to go to your Dometic, turn on your pump, and then go back to your charts or whatnot. You can split it, but it just, when it makes it small, you don't get all your switches in one screen. So it's just, that's the pain in the butt part I don't like about it. If you had 2 units, you could run your charts and then leave that on that. That would be perfect. I probably will do 2 units. I just use a tablet now. Also, I'm going to do a video on if you have 1 unit and you do not want to spend the money because these things are expensive. If you get it, like this is an NSS Evo 3, I mean, these things are like $3,600. Highly recommend. This is going to run CMAP software, which is nice. My buddy in his boat, he runs Garmin electronics, so he's got the Navionics, or Garmin, and I have it on my tablet. Definitely recommend getting a tablet. That way you can have another chart source without having to get a $3,600 screen. And I'm going to do a kind of a video of what I have and what I put on it and all this stuff. And that way the routing's good. It's definitely recommended. You can get a tablet for $150 and built-in GPS. It's great for charts and stuff like that. So of course you don't have your depth. That's why you still got the one. So that's no problem. But definitely recommend to get a tablet if you don't want to spend the $3,600 for another screen yet. So, but 2 engines, that's not much to say. You know, it's great having 2 engines. It's maneuverable. It's easier docking and stuff like that. And it's just the safety of having 2 engines is much better than one, I believe. Especially if you're going fishing. Center console back here. Seats are nice and comfortable. I do like this. The one thing I do like better, by getting this big console or the leaning post, you lose space back here a little bit, but there's still probably more room than the 242 was with the cooler slide leaning post, so it's still about the same. Tackle storage. The tackle storage on this thing's awesome. I mean, you've got the side with the bags and the boxes, the front with the drawers, and the other side with drawers and the tackle the bags and stuff like that come out. So the nice part about it is you don't have to carry fishing tackle boxes. We got everything from our 2 bags in there. It's nice having this sink, little bait prep station or a sink just to wash your hands with fresh water back here. Your your rod holders. Okay. There's not much place for rod holders on this boat, like storage rod holders. There's no rod holders in the gunnel on this side, of course, because of the door. You've got 2. And before I added these, you had 2. That's it. So the rod holders, I'm not a big fan of. You didn't have your rod holders on the back, but when you're here, you can put them up there. Of course, you still got the 6 up there, but if you're hauling it down the road and you want something where you can stick your rods in here to kind of hold them, to store them without having to put them back in your truck or whatnot, then you're gonna have to come up with something. So what I did is I ordered these off Amazon, and I'll put the link. They hook right on here on your rails. I put a little bit of white duct tape on here to keep it, just in case it turned. So I put 2 there, and then I ordered another one. I'll put the links to these also that hooks on this bigger bar that shoots out the back, and I'll actually troll 1 out the center, and then I'll troll 2 out the side when I do troll. So that added, you can carry your 4 rods upright. It just barely, as long as you're not running 8 and 10 foot rods, they just barely stick up. You shouldn't hit anything. So they stick up about 10 inches above the T-top, so you shouldn't hit anything there. So that way you can carry more rods. There's other options you can do kind of back here on the transom area. You can mount them here. I've seen people do that, but I'm not really wanting to drill or anything like that. So that's one of the downfalls over not having the 4 here on your leaning post. Fish boxes, do love the in-floor fish boxes, macerated fish boxes. You don't get that in the 242. And love the side door. The side entry door, especially sandbars, fantastic. That way you just open the door, you can step in. As long as it's pretty shallow, you can step right off, and it's not about anything crazy. I may get a ladder later that goes on there. You can get the option for the little the ladder that'll plug in these 2 holes, and it'll go over the side. So back is pretty much the same. You do lose a storage box that you do have in the 242 because of the 2 engines back here. But you get the in-floor fish boxes you can put stuff in, and as far as that's concerned. And this is not quite as deep as the 242 because you've got the step down back there. Oh, I do like up front, one more time, the in-floor storage box there, the fish box. This one's got a really small door on it. The 242 has a lot bigger door. So you can get your fenders if you want to hide, put your fenders in there or whatnot. They're kind of a pain in the butt to get in here versus with the bigger door, they went right in, no problem. But the size, once you're in there, the storage is the same, I think. It's just door smaller. And the last thing that I do not like about this over the boat we had, the 242, is the cooler situation. We had the cooler slide underneath the console, or underneath the leaning post, which was great for a 65 quart cooler. Here, you got to either put stuff in fish boxes or up there. So what we decided to do, works great unless you're planning to try to keep ice for 3 or 4 days and you're having a long fishing trip and stuff like that, is I took just one side fish boxes for our fish bag or for fish, and I took the other one and got another type of fish bag slash cooler that fits in there, and I just unzip it and you can remove it, and it's got drinks and stuff like that. But it's not going to hold your ice quite as long as like a Yeti cooler or something, you know, a nice hard cooler. But and then when we're on a sandbar, we can just open this door, reach in here and grab a drink, you know, you're good. So that's kind of the solution I did for the cooler situation on the 262, not having the cooler slide. Other than that, the ride of this boat is great. Ride's better, it's deeper, wider. It's just made more for offshore. The 242 is definitely offshore capable, but this is just more comfortable. It's a more comfortable boat. The bow flare is larger. So if you're going to be taking this boat offshore more than you are sandbarring it or an inlet and lake, stuff like that, get the 262. Well worth it. Definitely 2 engines, but you know, that's just my opinion, and I think it's much more of a it's the better option if you're going to fish it offshore, for sure. But anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please again. And I'm going to do a video next on the tablet, kind of setting up, showing you what I have as far as the tablet situation, why it's definitely the way to go if you don't want to spend $4,000 for another screen. And works great, love it. I'd actually almost rather have it than another screen. But if I ever do get the other screen, I'll probably run 2 screens and a tablet. May do it up here somewhere just to have that backup. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.